so sorry.
Oh, it's all right. It's confusing.
I was shipwrecked. I haven't had much sleep.
It's all right.
Is it?
Yes, you've had a bad time. I can tell.
Only the last in a long sequence of... You don't want to know.
I do, though.
No. I don't even think I could begin to. It's too... I'd be... Do you know my wife?
Yes.
It's funny. From the moment you... And you speak Greek. I can't tell you what a...
Where is she?
Who?
Your wife.
Oh, she's already... Your? Hang on, is this 28B?
29.
The difference of a story.
Exactly. Where is your wife?
I killed her.
Did you?
Yes.
Just now?
No. Years ago, the sack of Troy.
You didn't, though.
Didn't I?
No, it just felt like it.
Of course. Of course, you're right. She's here. She's right here.
Yes, she is.
She went straight up. Something about a hot bath? She's fine. She's always fine. She's quite remarkable.
So I've heard.
She's something else.
You hate her? You wanted to kill her. Why?
I could take it. Everything. Everything she did to me. Until the horse.
The horse?
The Trojan horse. It was Odysseus' crazy idea. It was our last ditch to break the siege, so we pretend to sail away, the whole army, like we just gave up, but we leave this enormous wooden horse on wheels outside the city, just looking at the gates, like a pet dog waiting to be let in. And I was inside it with the others, and we're in there all day, wearing all our armor, trying to hold still so we don't plank, you know? I mean, we're in there from dawn to dusk, listening to everybody trying to decide what to do with this thing, and somebody wants to burn it, somebody wants to stab javelins into the belly, and we're worried, okay? But lucky for us, it's a beautiful piece of work, this thing, and nobody wants to nick it up, so somebody, thank you God, has the bright idea to drag it into the city. And after that, we're pretty much home free if we can just wait it out until everybody falls asleep. But that's like a long time. Okay, so first they dance around it, and then they sing for a while, and then there's a substantial amount of like drinking. But it's finally beginning to die down around 2 in the morning. And we're actually beginning to relax. I mean, it's looking like we're gonna manage to get out of the fucking thing. And I know I'm not alone in saying that I personally would have risked death at that point just to take a whiz. I mean, fuck the sacking of the city, you know?
So then what happened?
Then she comes up. You could hear the little, the jingling of the bangles around her ankles. She was really quiet, but you just knew. There she was. And then, she starts, stroking the side of the horse and sort of, chuckling I don't know how to describe it, but it was like she was making love to Ed. To us. To all of us. I mean, these guys, we hadn't seen our wives in like 10 years, and you can practically feel her hands stroking just so. But that's not the worst of it. She begins calling our names. Not loudly, but like the way you call a lover back to back. Each name plus, you know. And this is the thing. She calls each man using his wife's voice. And I don't even know how she... But it's worse than that even. She calls each man using the pet names the wives used. Names they haven't heard in all this time. It was unbearable. I mean, these guys, they're like losing it. Grown men, weeping, trying not to make a sound, but tears are just streaming down their face. And everybody's sort of shaking, clanking a little bit. And then she does this thing. She calls to Anticles, this one kid. Sweetest guy in the world, right? He left for Troy only a week after getting married. His wife is a skinny girl he's known since they were kids together, and he's just like totally nuts about her. I mean, talks about her all the time, dreams about her every night, and he's just so homesick for her. He's going crazy. And then Helen. She puts her mouth right underneath where Anticles is sitting, and she says, "Darling Bear, why did you never come home to me?" And how she knew that's what his wife called him, I have no idea. But he's just like freaking out at this point. And Odysseus is sitting behind him, and he puts his fist in Anticles' mouth to try to stifle the sound of his crying. And he might have made it, but she says, "If you don't tell me you love me, I'll hang myself." Anticles is making little animal sounds like a dying dog. I mean, he can't help it. Do you love me? Tell me. Tell me. And that's when Anticles tries throwing off Odysseus and calling to her, but Odysseus is too rude for that, and he can see it coming, so he strangles them. I mean, right there, this sweetheart of a kid. We all listen to the air choking out of him. And then watch. As Odysseus rests the body against his chest, tips the head back to close the eyes, which are popping out of his face. That's when you could hear a little jingle of her bare feet running across the city square. But that's not all you could hear. You could also hear her laughing. And then dead quiet. So, I mean, we came out of the horse like bees swarming out of a hollow oak, and we went to work. I mean, there was no mercy.
So why didn't you kill her?
Because it wouldn't work. It'd be like slashing a movie screen to kill a film star. I mean, from the first time I saw her, I knew I'd never be free of her. And if I killed her, it wouldn't make any difference at all. And I never lost her to Troy. I mean, on the inside of my head. I close my eyes and I see her. I look up at the sky at night. Her face knits the stars on. I spent 10 years trying to get a woman back I never had. And when I finally got her back, I still didn't have her. Not really. And I can hold her naked body next to me all night long, but it's still not. She's not. I've never really been with her. Not once. Since the beginning, but I've never been without her. Not once. Since the beginning. It's a hell of a thing.
Where is your wife?
I don't know anymore.
Who is your wife?
I don't know anymore.
Do you know who I am?
Yes?
Who am I?
Please. Don't make me.
Who am I?
It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. But who am I?
It can't be.
But it is. I have been here all this time.
See, I used to dream of this because I hated you so much, but I couldn't stop loving you. I mean, years went by. I would walk the beaches all night long. I would look up at the high walls and see the yellow lights coming from the windows of the palace, and I tortured myself. I tried to pick out which one of those rooms might be yours. Which one of them was where he was pawing you, where you were straddling him, riding his hips, and laughing with you. I drove myself crazy until the only way I could put the pain to rest was to think the whole thing must be some sort of a hoax. Just another cruel joke of the gods. That maybe you weren't even there. That there's some phantom in your place, some girl tricked out to look like you. And all the while, you were safe somewhere, waiting for me to come with you.
But that's the truth.
But don't you see? It's too late.
Of course it's not. You just
It's
said.
too late.
But you just said.
Too many people have died.
What does that have to do with me?
They died in your name.
But I wasn't there.
It doesn't matter. They died for you.
But you took her. You took me back. You didn't kill me. Her.
I couldn't do it. We fought a war for her, you. I had to bring her home. That was the whole point.
Take me back.
It's not you they want. It's her.
I've been here for 17 years. I want to go home.
I can't. It's not fair.
To her?
To them! To them! Can't you get it through your head? That's what's happened? A generation of men threw down their lives in that hellhole for the sake of you. My God! The dead! They rise up in terrible armies every night in my dreams. They stalk around my bed on their half limbs and moan of homesickness. The families they never saw again. They carry their severed heads in their arms, and the heads scream and scream. They died for you.
They died for the idea of me. The gods did this, not me. It's not my fault.
It doesn't matter whether it's your fault or not.
How can that not matter?
If you weren't there, they died for nothing.
They did.
It's unbearable.
They died for nothing. It's the truth.
It's unbearable. All of those boys. I must have written 10,000 letters, 10,000 reorderings of the same tepid lies. Like, you left this world shining in the wake of his glory. Now your son has died, as you trying to stuff his entrails back into his belly. Or he gave up his body with characteristic nobility of spirit. Now his head was shattered like a pumpkin under his own wheels. Offer some schmuck of a husband who's poor of a wife threw her dress up over her head for a house guest.
But that didn't even happen.
What does it matter what everything else did?
Take me
I can't. You are not the woman all those people died for. You are not the woman sitting on. She is.
Let me be her then. Leave her here. I'll blame her.
Don't you see? You'd never be able to stop performing her. I mean, not once. For the rest of your life, would you be able to retreat into the privacy of the truth? There would be no end to lying.